million lights, they flicker there. A million hearts beat quicker there. No skies are gray on the great wide way, 'cause that's the Broadway melody.
Hey, thanks for clicking in. I'm Jason Crawford Samuel,
And I'm Patrick J. Golden.
and this is Backstage Banter. For this episode of Backstage Banter, we're going to be discussing Blackbird by David Harrower, and that's playing at Fells Point Corner Theater until January 29th, so you have a few more chances to see it. And this production is directed by Anthony Lane Hinkle and starring Ann Turiano and Stephen Schreiner. So, we had the pleasure of seeing this a few days ago, and this is a great piece, hands down. Overall, this was a very, very good production for Fells Point Corner Theater. Probably one of the best ones so far this season. It's powerful, it's poignant, and it sends a message that's in your face. What did you think of it overall?
Honestly, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, powerful, yes. It really is one of the best shows I've seen at Fells Point and in the area in general. And it's just this epic story of these two people. I mean, it was great. Absolutely amazing.
It really was. This actually, I believe, won the Tony for Best Play a few years ago. And the Broadway production starred Jeff Daniels and Michelle Williams. So, to give a little background on the piece, it's about sexual abuse. 15 years ago, these two characters had a sordid affair, sexual affair, and she was 12 years old and he was 40 years old. So at the time this is taking place, he is actually 50 now, and she is like 28, I believe, what it was. It takes place right outside of London, and from the moment the lights come up and these characters step on stage, this production hits the ground running. The tension is high throughout, but yet it's also like a roller coaster. There's times of calmness, and then all of a sudden, bam, something's in your face. This whole tense situation that's going on. For the characters are Una and Ray, and Una has found Ray after these 15 years because Ray has done his time. He was arrested, did his time and everything, and she has found him because of some kind of magazine article that she read, like in a doctor's office. So she's come to, I don't know. I don't think the character knows why she has come to confront or talk to this guy. What do you think?
Yeah, just like you said, with her character, which Ann Turiano did amazing with.
Right, yes.
This character, like you said, coming in, she doesn't know what she wants. Or at least that's how it seemed. She doesn't know if she wants closure, just to confront her past. I mean, it could be a number of things, and she just knows she needed to be there. She needed to see him.
Right. And what I liked about this is that it really doesn't take a side either way about this sexual abuse, and it's uncomfortable. It's actually very uncomfortable because it doesn't judge. It really just kind of presents the facts of what this relationship was and what happened in this situation, and it doesn't say that Ray was a bad guy or Una was a bad girl or either one of them were innocent in this. And that's what I really liked about this, because you don't know who to root for. You end up rooting for both of them at different times, and then you're uncomfortable because you're rooting for them. And it's really well written piece. The script itself is really, really good. And these two actors, Ann Turiano and Stephen Schreiner, just really knock it out of the ballpark. Ann Turiano she's no holds barred. She is not afraid in this piece, because there's some language. Actually, as a warning, this really isn't for kids. This is not for children. This is an adult piece, adult situations, and definitely adult language. And talking about the space that it's in. It's in the upstairs Schuylkill stage at Fells Point Corner Theater, which is very intimate. And I think it was a perfect place for this.
Yes, absolutely. The intimacy of it, like you said. You are literally like a fly on the wall when it comes to this show. I mean, you perfectly summed it up just by saying how uncomfortable it is. And not in a bad way, But I mean, you could cut the tension with a knife kind of way. It's like that awkward moment between friends almost.
Right. You've got nowhere to go.
You've got nowhere to go. Right,
Once
exactly.
the action starts, you've got nowhere to go. And it's really right in your face, literally and metaphorically. And speaking of the space, the set design was also by Anthony Lane Hinkle, and it was very befitting. It was, again, a perfect choice for it. What it was is it's a break room, and filled with trash. Filled with tons and tons of trash. And walking in, I was like, well, what the hell is going on here? Like, was this just lazy? Did they just not know what to do with this set? And then thinking about it, the set actually mirrored perfectly the situation at hand.
Yes, I mean, the character of Ray, after everything, went to prison. 15 years he was in there, came back, started getting his life back together, but the guy was still a mess. And
so was she.
Yeah, and so was she. So this set, the trash and everything, was the perfect metaphor,
right,
for these two characters and how their lives are right now.
It was perfect. Now, looking at pictures of previous productions, I don't know if it necessarily had to be like a trashed set or not. If not, Anthony Lane Hinkle was on point with this because it was a great choice of set design for that. But going back to the performances, these two were just amazing in this. It's worth seeing just for their performances alone. Steven Schreiner, we just recently saw in Fells Point Corner Theater's production of The Divine Sister, which is a comedy, a slapstick comedy.
Yes.
Did a fantastic job with that. This is a 180. I think he did a brilliant job with this as well.
God, yes, with his portrayal of Ray, I mean, the pain in this character deep down in, and
confusion. I mean, there are 10 million kind of emotions this character's going through. It's a very complex character.
Right. I mean, the fear, all the different, the fear, the pain, everything to it. Just, he did amazing with it. I can't say much more about it.
One thing I really did like about the way he played the character was, I think Ray, the character, he knew what he did was legally wrong. Because, he went to jail for it. He kind of got scared with the situation that happened. He got caught, and legally what he did was wrong. But emotionally, I don't think he thought what he did was wrong at all.
Not at all.
And that's where the confusion and the uncomfortable comes in, because you're like, okay, yeah, on paper, legally, that's wrong. And, I mean, some people might even say just emotionally that's something wrong if you have an attraction to kids. But through this show, it's even saying that he didn't have an attraction to any other children. So he says, as a character. But I think the way Steven Schreiner played it was great because I didn't see any remorse. I didn't see any regret because of that emotional part of it, that he didn't think he did anything wrong, that I don't believe he even apologized at all. I don't remember it, if you recall him even apologizing for anything. And that's what makes his character so complex. He's like torn. He knows what he did was wrong, but then again, in his heart, he may not have done anything wrong. As well as Ann Toriano, who again is no holds barred, and as an actress, she is not afraid of dialogue. It's just some pretty hefty dialogue that she has.
Oh yeah.
Her too, as a victim of sexual abuse, which she was a victim, and as a child and growing up, she portrayed this character as someone who survived. She was a survivor and played it very well.
No, absolutely. Ann Toriano played this character with the perfect amount of damage. I don't know how else to say it.
Right, yeah. That's a good word for it.
Like you said, the survivor aspect of it, like, no fear to the character. I'm nervous, yes, but no fear. Has she really been through hell and back? Like, nothing's going to kill me. I can do what I need to do.
Because her character actually still lived in the town where all of this happened.
Yes.
So she had to go through that these last 15 years. He left. Well, he was in jail, but then, he hightailed it out of there, which many people do. Anyway.
Right.
So, but both of these characters, and their chemistry was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I believed wholeheartedly in these characters, that these actors, were these characters that they were playing. One of the great parts about the script, going to the script, is one major situation happens that they both had different views on. And that's pretty much a bulk of this script, them explaining their side of what happened. And it's funny to think, because if things had happened differently, would their relationship have been different? Would have things have ended differently? You know what I'm saying? Like, if they had meshed well, like their situation had meshed better, what would have happened? I wonder. Right.
Me too. I mean, in fact, like, that's a big thing to this show is she's not coming angry at him for what he did
for the
assault,
for the act, correct.
Right. It's for this completely miscommunication in the story.
Right.
The pivotal moment of it that all leads back there. That's what she wants.
You're going to have to go see it.
Of course.
To see it. And you really should go see this.
Yes.
But I wonder what would have happened if things had ended differently during that situation.
Right.
Because I believe one thing was, I will say, the sexual encounter was, I believe, the last time they'd seen each other before this moment where the play picks up.
Right.
So, all in all, fantastic play, great set, intimate space. You will be uncomfortable, but it's a good uncomfortable. It makes you think. Again, as a final thought, I think this piece really does. It hits on the sexual assaults and sexual abuse, but without judgment. And it really gives you a story that only a predator and a victim could tell. Right. And David Howard does a really good job with this piece.
Right. In fact, the way it's written, you coming into the show, of course, you already have this bias to the victim that you're going to be on her side.
Right.
So first you are, and then also before you realize it, you're on Ray's side with the argument,
which is uncomfortable.
Right. You are literally riding this hair-thin rail the whole time.
Yeah.
And this whole show's about perspective, because, again, not spoiling anything, but when it came to the end of the show,
right,
what happened, and it was so abstract, I guess is a good word for it, or at least general, that me and Jason walked away with two completely different views on how the show was actually ending.
About Ray's character.
Yeah.
About the character of Ray, we walked away thinking two different things.
Right. So this whole thing is about perspective, and the story really depends on how you see it through your eyes, almost.
And it depends on your values and your opinions, and that's what's great about the script. You walk away with your own personal view on it, and again, it touches on something that maybe not be talked about around the dinner table, which makes you think, and that's what makes this piece is very poignant, and it's raw, it's unapologetic, and that's why I loved it.
Yes.
I think it's a great piece. Get your tickets while you can. Again, Blackbird at Fells Point Corner Theater runs until January 29th. And you can get your tickets online by going to Fells Point Corner Theater's website, which is fpct.org. And you can get your tickets that way. Or for more information on the show. If you want to read the written review, go to backstagebaltimore.wordpress.com. And leave me a message. Tell me what you thought. If you've seen this, let me know. I'd love to hear your reactions, or make a comment on this video. Give us a like if you can. Like us on Facebook. And until next time, thanks so much for joining us. It's Backstage Banter.
Like show business, like no business, I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere can you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow. There's no people like show people.